Have you been lied to by your own feline friend? Have you been looking at your cat, watching them sleep in a sunbeam, and believing absolute myths that have been passed down for generations? Today, I am shattering the illusions. I am diving deep into the famous cat myths you thought were true and peeling back the layers of feline fiction. Prepare to have your mind blown, because by the end of this, you will realize you might not know your furry best friend at all. The Saucer of Deception. Pop culture has done us a massive disservice. Picture any classic movie featuring a stray kitten, and what is the very first thing the human offers them? A saucer of warm milk. It seems like the ultimate comfort food, a gesture of pure love. But this is where the lie begins. The truth is, the vast majority of adult cats are lactose intolerant. While kittens have the necessary enzymes to break down the lactose found in their mother's milk, they lose this biological ability as they grow and transition to solid meat. Feeding a grown cat a bowl of cow's milk is a one-way ticket to a very unhappy tummy. It causes painful cramping, severe bloating, and digestive distress. So the saucer of milk is nothing but a delicious-looking trap. And speaking of traps, if you think your cat is invincible just because they are agile, you are in for a shock in our next segment. The Invincible Acrobat. We have all heard the old adage, cats always land on their feet. It is a saying so deeply ingrained in our minds that we assume cats possess some sort of magical, gravity-defying superpower. It is absolutely true that cats have an incredible righting reflex. Their flexible backbones and lack of a functional collarbone allow them to twist their bodies mid-air, a marvel of biological engineering that helps them correct their posture during a sudden fall. However, the myth that they always land safely is dangerously misleading. The righting reflex takes a fraction of a second to engage. If a cat falls from a very short distance, they simply do not have the time to flip their bodies around before hitting the ground. Conversely, falling from extreme heights, even if they land on their paws, can cause catastrophic damage due to the sheer force of the impact. They are incredible athletes, but they are not made of rubber. The Purr-fect Misunderstanding. If your cat is purring, they are happy, right? It is considered the universal sign of feline contentment, the equivalent of a human smile. Well, prepare to have that illusion shattered. While cats absolutely do purr when they are curled up in your lap enjoying a good chin scratch, that is only a small fraction of the story. Purring is actually a complex method of communication and a powerful self-soothing mechanism. Cats will frequently purr when they are terrified, severely stressed, or even in intense physical pain. It is believed that the specific low frequency of a cat's purr actually promotes tissue regeneration and bone healing. Female cats even purr while giving birth to comfort themselves. So a purring cat might be in a state of pure bliss, or they might be highly anxious. Stick around, because if you think you misread their purrs, wait until you discover the truth about their midnight zoomies. Creatures of the night? Not quite. It's 3 in the morning and your cat is sprinting down the hallway like they are training for the Feline Olympics. You roll over, groan, and mutter about how cats are nocturnal creatures. It is a common belief, fueled by their glowing eyes in the dark. But once again, the facts tell a completely different story. Cats are not actually nocturnal. They are strictly crepuscular. This means they are biologically hardwired to be most active during the twilight hours of dawn and dusk. In the wild, these are the absolute optimal times for hunting, as their natural prey are also most active during these low-light periods. When your cat wakes you up before the sun rises, they are just answering an ancient primal call to hunt. Your cat isn't a creature of the night. They are a creature of the twilight shadows.
The independent ice queen. There is a pervasive stereotype that cats are aloof, cold, and entirely independent loners who only tolerate humans because we have opposable thumbs to open their food cans. Dog lovers often point to this as proof that dogs are superior, painting cats as emotionless roommates. This could not be further from the truth. While they may not show their affection with the goofy exuberance of a golden retriever, cats are highly social animals that form incredibly deep, lasting bonds with their humans. They show love in subtle, quiet ways. A slow blink across the room, choosing to sleep at the foot of your bed, or giving you a gentle headbutt. Studies have shown that cats experience separation anxiety just like dogs do, and they genuinely mourn the loss of companions. They are not ice queens. They just demand that you learn their subtle language of love. Super sight in the pitch black. It is a legendary claim that cats can see in absolute pitch black darkness. People assume that because cats navigate so flawlessly at night, their eyes must be equipped with biological night vision goggles that require zero ambient light. The reality is fascinating, but it contradicts the myth. Cats cannot see in total darkness. If you put a cat in a room with absolutely no light source, they will be just as blind as you are. However, their eyes are magnificently adapted to low light conditions. They possess a reflective layer behind the retina called the tapetum lucidum. This layer bounces whatever minimal light is available back through the retina, giving the cat a second chance to see the image. This means a cat only needs about 1/6 of the light a human needs to see clearly.
Speaking the feline tongue. We hear cats meow at each other in movies and assume this is their native language, the way they hold complex conversations. But if you have been asking yourself, have you been lied to by your own feline friend? The answer is undeniably yes when it comes to the classic meow. Adult cats rarely, if ever, meow at each other. Feline-to-feline communication is an intricate dance of body language, scent marking, tail positions, and specific vocalizations like hisses and chirps. The traditional meow is actually a juvenile sound kittens use to get their mother's attention. As cats integrated into human society, they realized that humans are notoriously bad at reading subtle body language, but highly responsive to vocal cues. So they kept the juvenile meow and developed a diverse vocabulary specifically to manipulate and converse with humans. Every meow is a custom-made message just for you. The backyard salad bar. You let your cat outside, or you bring home a houseplant, and suddenly your carnivorous predator is chewing on leaves like a tiny cow. The immediate assumption is that cats only eat grass when they are sick and need to clear an upset stomach. While grass can occasionally induce vomiting, veterinarians now believe that eating grass is a totally normal instinctual behavior with several benefits. Grass contains folic acid, an essential vitamin for a cat's bodily functions and the production of hemoglobin. Furthermore, in the wild, grass acts as a natural laxative, helping to push indigestible matter, like feathers and bones, through the digestive tract. Your cat isn't treating a stomach bug, they are just adding roughage to their diet. But before you let them loose in the garden, be warned, the next myth deals with something much darker than a salad bar. Keep listening, because the truth about the black cat curse will make you question history itself. The Midnight Scapegoat. The image of the black cat with an arched back is practically the official logo of bad luck. For centuries, black cats have been unfairly maligned as omens of doom, familiars to witches, and bringers of misfortune. This is perhaps the most tragic myth on our list, born entirely out of medieval paranoia. In many other cultures across the globe, black cats are actually celebrated as symbols of immense good fortune and prosperity. In Japan, black cats are considered highly lucky, especially for single women seeking suitors. In parts of Europe, a black cat arriving at your home brings wealth. The terrible reputation black cats suffer in Western culture has real-world consequences, making them the least likely to be adopted at animal shelters. It is time we finally retire this ridiculous superstition. The Hydrophobic Hunter. Cats hate water. It is a universal law, right? Put a cat near a bathtub, and you will end up with scratched arms and a traumatized pet. We accept this as a fundamental truth of feline nature. While it is true that many domestic cats dislike being submerged, they do not inherently hate the element of water itself. The dislike stems from practical reasons. Cat fur is not highly water resistant,
When soaked, it becomes incredibly heavy, uncomfortable, and takes a long time to dry, making the cat feel sluggish and vulnerable. However, many breeds like the Turkish Van or the Maine Coon actually love water and naturally possess water-resistant coats. Furthermore, almost all cats are fascinated by moving water. That is why they will happily bat at a dripping faucet. They don't hate water, they just prefer to interact with it on their own terms.
The final truth. So, have you been lied to by your own feline friend? Perhaps. We have walked through the shadows of superstition, poured out the saucer of deception, and deciphered the true meaning behind the purr. Cats are not invincible. They are not emotionless loners, and they are certainly not creatures of bad luck. They are complex, highly adapted, surprisingly sensitive creatures that have spent thousands of years observing us, adapting to us, and sometimes even training us. The myths we have built around them say more about human imagination than they do about actual feline biology. By letting go of these famous cat myths, you open the door to a much richer, deeper, and more authentic relationship with the cat in your life.